Hello everyone, welcome to a video about Rabbit Hole, a game that was somehow made in Scratch. I have no clue how they did it, because the game is extremely high quality for being a Scratch game. I found out about it being a Scratch game thanks to a Steam review, actually. It was complaining about most of the faults the game has, and the developer came around and said, well, that's because this game is a Scratch game. Which does make sense. But at the same time, it kind of really doesn't. Why you'd make something like this entirely on Scratch? Now, the game is pretty hard, all things considered, yes, because the levels are incredibly small. Oh, I want that gun. This is the best gun in the game, by the way. Like, by far. So if I get the coins, I'll get it. Now, a lot of the game is really just down to complete RNG in terms of what guns you get. The last stage is filled with a shit ton of enemies, and most of the time the enemies just are extremely annoying. I don't think it's possible to dodge all of their attacks, at least. In some stages, you just have to kill them before they get the chance to attack you. And now we are off to the first boss, Magnolia. This is a pretty easy boss, once you learn what you have to do. Play it safe a little bit. Now, the game does have its flaws. There's an unlockable character which does have like an audio log, well, a book, rather. And it says something about their head being in that area where the boss is, but there's nothing interactable there. So I have no clue what you're meant to do to get it. I can't believe I got hit by that. This shop is mostly useless. Just $10 for a random weapon. Well, not really dollars, gold coins, I guess. And coins are actually quite important in this game. Just because in the shops there is an upgrade that you can get for your damage. And that is basically the only thing you really want out of there. And depending on your RNG, you're not going to get it most of the time. Oops, right off another accent. Now this gun, I think at base level it deals 4 damage, or 5, I don't really remember. But now I was dealing 8, and with this I'm gonna be dealing 11, well 10 actually. And so on, and that was the upgrade item. It's 15, 17, and I don't really remember the rest. Now this item right here is for a secret boss. And that secret boss is kind of hard, mostly because a lot of their hits extend beyond their hitboxes, the visual ones. The same goes for your melee attacks. Even though it looks like it ends here, it actually has to like more or less here to hit. Which is probably a hitbox limitation from Scratch. He's gonna jump and hit, yep. Okay, I don't really care about taking a bit of damage, as long as I don't die. Because this boss is just brutal. A lot of their attacks come down to RNG. I know you can manipulate it, but I've not gotten the hang of it yet. And yeah, one of the telltales that this is actually made on Scratch. I might get that gun instead, actually. I'm gonna be using the minigun mostly. The TB does deal good damage, and it's a yeah, look at that. TP glitch when you somehow get under the level in an unspecified way. I think it's a scratch failsafe. That right there. Normal little coded engine will not do that. Now, the Steam review did complain about the platforms, because you mostly cannot get on top of them. You don't really want to anyways, but in here you can. Now then... I'm surprised I didn't kill it. Back. I'm most likely not beating the game, even though I'm getting really far. Oh yeah, this is the slot machine. It takes HP and it progressively gives you more money, if you win, that is. There is no real reason to use it most of the time, unless you're low on funds for the damage upgrade. And that's it. Or have one of these spots, because this is a fountain of healing. Habited by ghosts. The old granny with a shotgun, as you'd expect, she shoots you. And if she shoots, you're most likely dead. So it's better not to let her do that. It's an instant attack type stuff, so mostly designed around the prospect of, oh, you can just kill her first. It feels like that for most of the enemies in the game, not gonna lie. There's a ghost thing on the last stage, which it looks like I'm gonna get to, honestly. I'm doing really well. Oh yeah, fun fact, this thing that looks like a fucking hat are actually bunny ears. I don't know why they designed them to look like that. Because there's a text at the start of the game that says that you get this jacket and a set of bunny ears. And it took me like 3 hours to realize, oh, these are actually the bunny ears, not just a random fucking British hat or whatever. Now, this boss, it's actually quite easy, but the first few times that you fight her, you're gonna struggle. Because it's a memorize the patterns type stuff. It's easy to make mistakes compared to Magnolia. Because with Magnolia you kill her incredibly quickly. With this one she has so much HP and you need to... I messed up. Right, I normally get her to spawn over in this area, so I was not expecting that. The X stack. Alright, looks like we're getting to the final boss. Nice. As said, it mostly depends on what gun you get, how far you're going to progress in this game. Because a lot of the normal rooms are just DPS fights, and that's it. The second boss fight, I consider it a DPS fight, but you can definitely learn how to fight it. Now this is a vampire. Yeah. That is a gun upgrade, which is absolutely fucking nuts. The only special rooms that we're missing are the Goat/Yeslad one, I guess, and the Bunny Girl. Oh, actually the Succubus. Now that eye, if you let it live for 5 seconds, I think, just launches itself towards you at incredibly high speeds. And this guy is very annoying, because he does that. If you try to pass underneath him, he will fall on you and damage you. If you try to dodge roll, it will explode on the ground and damage you. So it is quite fucking hard to dodge it. And there are rooms here that spawn with... oh, that's the... gold guy one/Geishla, I'd say. This is... most of the deals that he gives you are absolute dog shit. There's one which is... calls upon God's wrath upon you, or Heaven's wrath. Please die. I'm dead. Fuck. I couldn't make it, man. That guy's so bullshit to fight. Now this ghost will do that. They have the same mechanics as Super Mario 64 ghosts, but... well, the ones in the previous area did. These ones are actually tougher, I guess. Because they actually turn when you look at them. Now, one thing you can do in this game is get out of the area when you're fighting. Like, as soon as you kill all the enemies. Because there are going to be straight projectiles most of the time. And if you just exit and re-enter, the room resets. Most likely an intentional mechanic, but it's cool with me. Oh, that's what I meant. By what I meant by that's what I meant is with the eye when it launched towards me. Normally you're just fucked. Worth noting. Okay. Now then, final boss approaching. I've never beaten it. Worth noting. I'm actually glad that I've gotten this far. I'm not gonna buy the milk because it restores 2 health and there's a high chance. Never mind. There is no chance. Now the shopkeeper. Yeah, it's just there for appeal, and that's it. This is the android I mentioned earlier. The books, you get them randomly, I think. I don't really remember how I got the one I have, but it says basically that in the Magnolia boss fight you should get the head. Or a part. And I have no fucking clue how to get that. Now let's see how long I last. This boss is really hard just because it has a lot of instant attacks. Most of the boss fights here are just, you need to memorize them, that's it. Okay, now she's gonna launch that, yeah. Normally you can actually jump that. I might be screwed. Okay, on. Do it. Yeah, I don't know her attack patterns, I'm afraid. I've only made this boss fight like 2 times. Oh fuck. No! So fucking close. Whatever. That's gonna be it for the video. I assume that I don't really get to finish the game for the first time on this, but... yeah, that's basically it. I'm gonna see if I get anything special here. Probably not. And this is Vampire Room. Yeah, well, that will be all for the video. Hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed, I normally stream on Twitch, so feel free to come around and check it out. See ya.